Hey guys, it's Kay, I hope you're all well. Now in today's video I've got another review of a TV box, and this one is from We2U Sat, and it's a K3 Pro edition with 4 gigs of DDR3 RAM and 32 gigabytes of storage, and is capable of receiving 6K HDR signals, and it comes with Android pre-installed, so we get the voice assistant. Other features are Wi-Fi 6, so we get the fastest possible internet connection, 4 gigs of RAM as I mentioned, and 32 gigabytes of hard disk, and we get a TF card reader, and we get USB 3 connection. So like I mentioned, we've got Android 10 on this box, and it's compatible with HEVC decoding. We also get OTA compatibility and Wi-Fi 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz, and we also get the Ethernet port capable of 1 gigabit. Okay, let's take a look inside the box, and first impressions are nicely done. We're getting the K3 Pro box on top, nice bit of branding on top of the box, and the top kind of reminds me of the Nvidia Shield with its angular shapes. Up front we've got the LCD display with the K3 Pro branding. On the back we've got a gigabit Ethernet port, an AV port, an optical port, and the HDMI port, and 5V 2A power input. And on the side we've got our SD card port, USB 1 and USB 2 ports. On the back we've got rubber feet and heat venting slots. So overall very impressed with the compact size of this unit. Okay, let's see what else we get in the box. I'm always amazed at how much they can pack into these little boxes. So first up is the remote control, and this looks pretty interesting. So at first glance I can tell you now this is probably one of the best remote controls I've seen on a TV box. It's big, it's comfortable, you've got all the buttons you need on it, and the buttons have a quality feel to them when you press on them. And you even get shortcuts to YouTube, Netflix, Prime and Disney Plus. And batteries wise it takes 2 AAA batteries. What else do we get? Well, we get the power brick, and it's got a power rating of 5V at 2 amps. Also in the box we get the HDMI cable. Nice of them to give you that, as not all companies will. And lastly we get the instruction manual. Definitely a must to read this guys. Just a brief look at this and you'll be up and ready to go. So guys, this is everything you get in the box. Next up I'm going to show you the boot up process and what we get on this TV box. Okay, I'm plugged in and powered in, and the first thing we see is the We2U Sat splash screen. It comes with a nice little animation, and just like that we're straight into the home screen. Okay, so there's a lot to see here. I'll give you a brief overview and then we'll dive into details. So top corner we've got a weather widget with our temperatures and a brief forecast, and it grabs this from your location details on Android. On the top right corner we've got a Wi-Fi icon indicating we're connected to Wi-Fi, and we've got time and date. Okay, below that on the main screen we've got our apps, and the first one is Mars Live TV, and then we've got our Mars Video On Demand TV, and then we've got Mars Video On Demand HD, and we'll take a closer deep dive into all of these later on in the video. Next to those we've got a Contact Us icon, and this is basically your help desk, so if you have any issues or problems just contact these guys and they'll happily help you out. And then we've got some apps, and we've also got Disney Plus, and we've got the settings icon. We can update our network settings, Ethernet, Bluetooth, we can view our network info and our VPN info. We've also got access to sound and display options, where we can scale the display if we're not getting a full picture. We can also change our output mode all the way up to 4K 60Hz. We've got access to changing our video standard, enable sound effects, and enable audio pass-through and audio output details. Now we've also got access to common settings, where we can allow installation of apps from unknown sources, change our language, input methods, time zone, factory reset the device, and advanced settings, which basically takes you to the Android settings. And we can also update the box from here, and we can also manage our apps here, and simply just select the app you want to update and it will bring up a home screen for that app. And as you can see, you can do a number of things here for that app. And last of all, we can get some information about the box. Now there's also this initial setup icon, where you can quickly go through the initial settings of the box and change them on the fly. Back on the home screen, and of course we've got access to Netflix, and all you need to do is provide your login details. And the same goes for the Google Play Store, just provide your login details and you're good to go. Okay, let's take a quick look at YouTube and see what the video quality is like. Now first things first, using the app is no problem at all. You can see how quickly we're going across here, and you can see the box handled playing video just as easily. And let's try skimming across the video, and you can see very quick, no issues, no lagging or stuttering whatsoever. And if we go across to the settings on YouTube, you can see that the default resolution is set to 720, but the maximum is 4K at 60Hz. Now we've also got access to a file manager, and it's the usual affair here. We've got access to what's on the device, videos, pictures, musics, files. We've got a system setting icon which will take you to the Android settings. Next we've got an icon for Market, which is the box's own app store, and there's quite a lot of varied stuff here. You can download what you need. And lastly we've got Prime Video, and we've got Miracast receiver, and you just follow the on-screen instructions to use this. So let's look at the live TV you get on this box. So all we need to do is click on the icon and then just wait for it to load up. It will go straight into a channel and all you have to do is press OK on your remote and it will go into the sub menu. Now currently we're in the subcategory Network TV and there's around 300 channels here. And we can scroll down from here and just select the one we want. Clicking on the OK button on the remote will enlarge the screen. And just like that, we're in full picture mode. And if you click on the back button on the remote, we'll get a channel listing, which we can scroll through while we're watching the current channel. And if you click on the menu button, you'll get a little menu pop-up where we can update our settings and we can change our channel listing style and update the parental options. Now if you press down on the D-pad, you'll get an additional menu pop-up, and the first of these is channels, which again brings up that channel listing on screen. Next up is EPG, and if you select this you'll get the EPG guide, which is very detailed and covers the whole day, with the channels listed down the bottom and the times across the top. And as you scroll across the programs you get a little bit of information about what the program's about. Okay, next setting across the bottom is history, and this shows you what channels you've been watching along the side here. And next to that we've got the settings cog, and selecting this will let us adjust our audio track, subtitles and aspect ratio. You'll also find a handy little search function here which lets you search for channels. So let's say I want to search for news. I'm going to put in NEWS news and click on the search button. And to the side you're going to see all the news channels come up. So next icon across is the lock icon, and you've guessed it, we can lock a channel with a pin. The next icon across to that is the star, and that's the favorites. So just select this if you want to add it to your favorites list. Okay, now if we pop back into the channel listing, we're currently in Network TV, but we can go up one menu and we can see all the channel listings here now. So tons of choice here. We've got our favorites listing here, we've got all the channels listed here, and if we select it we can see we've got over 1700 here. And of course we've got Network TV, which we were just in. We've got regional, locals, sports networks, and if we go into sports we can see we've got over 100 here. Below sports we've got Latino, 24/7, US NFL, US MLB, US NBA, US NHL, US MLS, and basically tons of sports categories. And at the bottom we've got the Canadian category. So guys, as you can see, tons to choose from here. Now another cool feature here is when you're actually on a channel you can actually view what's on at any day of the week. So now let's take a look at video on demand. So this is your home screen. You've got all your categories along the side, and if you click on the hamburger menu you've got some filters here. You can choose to view the whole video on demand section or just TV series. Anyway, as you can see there's tons of content here and it's all nicely labelled and thumbnailed. And to top it all off, the interface is very responsive. Now up top we've got access to some filters, and we can basically organise the media by the first letter of the media title. So here if I choose B, all the titles beginning with B will appear. Or I can search by the year the media was created, and lastly I can sort by time added, title, rating and HD only. And of course you can do the straightforward search for a title. So categories wise we've got all, favourites, history, action, adventure, animation, comedy, crime, documentary, drama. We've got family, fantasy, history, horror, music, mystery, romance, science fiction, thriller, TV movie, war, and finally Western. So guys, tons of categories, and the more categories you have it's easier to find what you're looking for. And when you do find something you like, just click on it and it'll bring up some information about it, and you can watch it or you can add it to your favourites to watch later. And while you are playing there's tons of features you can also use. You can use subtitles, aspect ratios, and obviously fast forward and play. In fact, one of the better media players. And if you do start watching the program and you don't like it, you actually get recommendations for similar content that you might like. And lastly, back on the home screen we get a video on demand HD, which is basically like the video on demand except all content is in HD. So guys, overall what I did like about this box is that it's small, it's compact, and it offers everything the other competitors offer. The remote you get with this unit is probably one of the best I've seen. It's just the right size and it's comfortable in the hand with all the buttons you need. The interface on the box is smooth, slick and quick, so on this box it's definitely a recommendation from me guys.